Today, Union Information and Broadcasting Minister Venkaiah Naidu directed his additional secretary to write a formal letter to Delhi Police Commissioner Alok Varma asking for an immediate probe on India Today's investigative series Cash Mafia. In the first 4 parts that we've put out this week, India Today exposed how chartered accountants, bullion dealers, forex operators, builders were helping convert people's black money into white. At the highest levels, the government has taken very serious note of our investigation, and the Delhi police has been asked to order an immediate inquiry and punish the guilty. Here's the story.
No, we also saw that investigative journalism. We appreciate it.
India Today's series of explosive investigations coming in for direct praise straight from the government. 4 big exposés that revealed how Prime Minister Modi's big demonetization was being subverted. The powerful reports forced the government to take immediate action. The Information and Broadcasting Ministry wrote to the Delhi Police Commissioner seeking a probe into India Today's investigations.
I have also told my secretary to friend with the Commissioner of Police Delhi to make a detailed investigation into the entire episode.
जो काले धन के कुबेर हैं, उनके अंदर इस काले धन के खिलाफ क्रांति के बाद बहुत बेचैनी दिखाई पड़ती है और जो बेचैनी है इंडिया टुडे और आज तक ने जो स्टिंग ऑपरेशन किया उसका एक जीता जागता प्रमाण और उदाहरण दिखाई पड़ा है.
Within hours of INB Ministry's letter, the Delhi police too cracked the whip, declaring that it would be conducting raids on the cash mafia that's working overtime to convert people's black money into white.
इसमें कई ठिकाने हैं दिल्ली में जहाँ पे अभी रेड चल रही हैं और उसका खुलासा हम बाद में करेंगे. भी स्टिंग ऑपरेशंस की फुटेज हमारे पास आ चुकी है और हम अकॉर्डिंगली जहाँ पे ज़रूरत है वहाँ पे रेड करेंगे.
Touts willing to exchange old notes for new ones straight from the bank.
5 करोड़ मिल जाएंगे.
अरे सब काम हो जाते हैं हमारे तो बाहर से होते हैं, हम बैंक में अंदर जाते नहीं.
Bullion traders black marketing gold for black money.
हमको तो 1.5 पौने 2 लाख के बिल काटने पड़ेंगे, सारा टैक्स खुद भरेंगे, साल के एंड में 30% का प्रॉफिट भी.
Professional chartered accountants willing to convert black money into white.
30 लाख का चेक भेज देना ना, आप मेरे को 30 लाख के वापस कर देना बाद में. कंपनी में लोन निकाल लेना, पर हम बैंक में काम करने के लिए लोन लिया मैंने.
And real estate agents willing to return dirty cash as EMIs.
2-3 वाइट मांगे तो 2-3 लाख रुपए वाइट में बिल्डर को पेमेंट कर दो, उससे न्यू करेंसी में 2-3 लाख वापस लो पैसा मांगे. वो मिल जाएगा? हाँ मिल जाएगा.
4 big exposés, 1 massive impact. India Today setting the gold standard in journalism once again.
So far, we've brought you the first 4 parts of this investigative series. I now bring you part 5 of the cash mafia. Tonight, we expose those unscrupulous elements who are willing to convert Dhan accounts into black money. Essentially, take people's black money, use the Dhan accounts of the poor, the underprivileged, keep a part of the commission, return people's money as white. So, from Dhan to Kala Dhan, a total subversion of the Prime Minister's pet project. India Today's special investigation team now brings you part 5 of the cash mafia.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi's flagship Jan Dhan Yojana. More than 25 crore accounts opened so far and counting. Rolled out across the country in August 2014, this financial inclusion mission aimed at providing banking access to millions of people.
15 अगस्त को जिस योजना की घोषणा की, 15 दिन के भीतर योजना को लागू किया और आज 1.5 करोड़ परिवारों तक पहुंचने का काम सफलतापूर्वक पूरा हुआ. आज गरीबों को विष चक्र से मुक्ति की आजादी का पर्व मैं मना रहा हूं.
It promised direct transfer of subsidies to impoverished communities, cut waste and corruption. But An India Today investigation has found how the Prime Minister's pet project is being abused to sidestep his radical measure to flush out unaccounted for wealth.
50% वापस हो जाएगा जो इच्छा हो कर देना।
Our undercover reporters discovered how some operators are working behind the scenes to help liquidate vast amounts of illicit loot into these Jan Dhan accounts. This is Akbar Ali, himself a franchisee of a government project called Common Services Centres scheme for linking local population with state institutions, banks and educational establishments. Ali is a designated village-level entrepreneur for the CSCS from a village near Meerut, honoured for his contribution to the country's flagship Digital India program. India Today's investigative reporters met him at a coffee shop in Delhi to probe his suspected involvement in underhanded swap of black money. He offered Jan Dhan and low-income accounts he had helped open to deposit illegal wealth.
तो ये जो हमारे 50 करोड़ है ये जैसे भी कन्वर्ट होंगे वाइट में तो ये किन खातों से होंगे? ये जनधन के खाते हैं, जनधन के भी वो तो सब एग्रीकल्चर के जो किसान है। एक्चुअली में खाता नहीं, खाता जनधन नहीं होता, आदमी होता है। अगर मजदूर है तो वही खाता उसका जनधन है, और अगर आदमी किसान है तो वो जनधन नहीं रखता। तो उसकी लिमिट बढ़ जाती है, फिर 10 लाख 20 लाख 25 लाख।
You heard this rural entrepreneur credited with linking villages to formal institutions, explaining the nitty-gritty of Jan Dhan and farmer accounts. Now listen in to understand how he would use them to stash away dirty money. A stunning disclosure of black marketing of bank accounts. Sitting beside Ali was his relative Zubair, who appeared to be his operative in these underground transactions.
तो अपने पास ऐसे कितने अकाउंट होंगे, चाहे जनधन के हों चाहे किसानों के हों, जिनके थ्रू हम लोग ये कन्वर्ट कर लेंगे ब्लैक में। अकाउंट की चिंता नहीं, 850 कितने करवाए थे? 8,500। लेकिन वो सारे अकाउंट अपने जानकार के हैं ना। कोई भी आदमी काम करता है तो सबसे पहले अपनों को ही कराता है। सरकार अगर मुझे कोई प्रोग्राम देती है तो सबसे पहले मैं अपनों को ही कराऊंगा ना। अगर मजदूर है तो वही खाता उसका जनधन।
You heard Ali offering 8,500 village accounts for safekeeping black money. But his commission is huge. For his illegitimate service, he'd take away half the total amount.
जो मैंने अमाउंट बनाया बताया आपको 50 करोड़ का, उसमें कितना जो है वाइट में कन्वर्ट होकर हमें वापस मिल जाएगा? और कितना पैसा? 50% पूरा 50%। बहुत ज़्यादा नहीं है, आपको लग रहा है? ठीक है सर, जो ठीक है आप बोल रहे हैं भाई 50 करोड़ है हमारा कैश का, आप 50% मांग रहे हैं कमीशन, ठीक है हम 50 पे राजी हैं। 25 करोड़ आप हमें अप्रैल 2017 में लौटाएंगे। अप्रैल मई में, दोनों महीने में पूरा कर देंगे आपको।
A shock sale of poor people's bank accounts for shock-changing black money. India Today investigated further. Our undercover reporters probed Ali's relative Zubair separately. By occupation, Zubair is a builder in Delhi's Jamia Nagar. He too was willing to transfer the loot into various bank accounts.
10 करोड़ की आप अभी बात कर लो, ठीक है जी। 10 करोड़ है ब्लैक का, वाइट जो कैश है, पुरानी करेंसी का 1000 की और 500 की होगी इसमें। अब आप 10 करोड़ का क्या रखोगे और कितना हमें उसमें से वापस लौटाओगे ये बताओ।
50% वापस हो जाएगा आपके,
तो 50%
पूरा होगा, बिल्कुल एक नंबर का।
50% बहुत ज़्यादा है,
50% ही चल रहा है।
India Today investigation found not just Jan Dhan but also ordinary bank accounts which were virtually up for sale. Vinod readily agreed to allow our undercover reporters parking space for their fictitious money in his personal account.
अब आप ही बता दो हमें क्या करना है, मैं तो अपने अकाउंट में डाल दूंगा, आपको सेफ पैसे बच जाएगा, आपकी जो इच्छा हो कर देना, और हमें क्या बताएं।
In no time he specified his commission.
ठीक है, 10% रख लेना, 10%, 2.5 लाख का 25,000 होता।
The jury is still out over the benefit of India's dramatic crackdown on black money. For now, though, our investigation has delivered a tragic commentary about a new black market. A black market of bank accounts to circumvent the nation's ambitious goal to cleanse the economy. With Jamshed Khan and Sushant Pathak for India Today's special investigation team, Bureau Report, India Today.
2 से 5 लाख तक क्या मतलब?
This is, remember, the Prime Minister's pet project, and it is being subverted. This is not the only instance. This is expose number 5. And all 5 exposés together bring me to the newsroom showdown question tonight, which is, are Jugaad mechanics killing the idea of demonetization? Because remember, what we're exposing is only one small part of a very big problem, because if everyone starts working on some Jugaad solution to convert his black money into white, then how effective is demonetization going to be? Joining me to debate this big India Today expose, I want to begin by introducing P.N. Vijay, understands finance, money, represents the BJP. With us also on the broadcast is Gaurav Gogoi of the Congress Party. Prasanjit Bose is an economist. I want to go across to P.N. Vijay first, because this is the 5th expose. This time on the Prime Minister's pet project, the Dhan Yojana being turned into a Kala Dhan Yojana. These people say they control 850 accounts. Now, even if that is a bit of an exaggeration, even if it is 50 or 100 accounts, that is still a mass distortion of what was supposed to be a great idea. How do you respond, Mr. Vijay?
Rahul, I think it's a great job that India Today is doing these exposes. I think it's going to make the authorities act faster than they're doing. I'll give you a couple of more if you're interested. One statistic, after 6 days of converting 4,000 rupees worth of notes, we found that 60,000 crores had been converted to new notes, which means 15 crore people in the urban areas, which represent 80% of the amount converted. So about 12 crore people are supposed to have converted. This is an unimaginable number, ridiculous number. What it means is people were coming to different branches 2-3 times a day. They were getting a commission of 1 or 2%.
No, but Mr. Vijay, while Shaktikanta Das and the finance minister have accepted that there is distortion and subversion taking place, the opposition will question the amount of thinking that the government put into this plan. No, you've announced this as a master stroke. Now you're figuring that there are lots of lacuna, that people are short-circuiting the system. All of this should have been war-gamed and prepared for.
It's very difficult. For example, you have to live with genuine people also. Genuine people should not be affected. What did we do? Once we realized this, in 4 days we got the indelible ink. Then people went to high-value railway ticket cancellations. Then Suresh Prabhu immediately ordered that refunds above a certain amount should go only into bankers' bank accounts. It is a thief and police, it's going on. It is impossible for the government to stop all the loopholes at the same time, but we'll make every effort.
The BJP says it's a game of chore police. People trying to find different ways of subvert the system. The government says we're doing what we can. Today we've seen Venkaiah Naidu get a letter written to the Delhi Police Commissioner on our investigation saying that swift and immediate action must be taken. The government says that's pretty much all that we can do. Gaurav Gogoi.
Well, the Congress party has always supported the objective of eliminating black money. But what has really come to surprise is how poorly planned this entire operation was. The government's excuse is that it must be kept a secret. But keeping something secret does not excuse, neither justifies your lack of planning. Look at the way the rich and wealthy are finding numerous ways to escape this economic punishment, and therefore the collateral damage is on the poor and the farmers and the women SHGs and those who are surviving on cash on a day-to-day basis.
Prasenjit
Now,
Bose, the
this
government
kind
says
of
if the numbers involve
misconceived
12 crore
planning
people,
is what
there is bound to be some
opposition parties
subversion. It's a
targeting.
game of chore police, but the police is on the job. Have faith, they will catch the culprits. Is that a fair explanation, or do you think it's poorly thought through and those lacuna are now coming out?
I think it is a completely ridiculous explanation.
This is not
it
the
only
first
shows
time
that
the
the
government
people
of
who are
India
running the
has
country
enacted
are
a corruption.
One second,
move
Gaurav,
against
you've
corruption.
laid
Sorry,
this,
Rahul, the
you
question
made
to
your
me or
opening
Mr.
comment.
Vijay?
Let Prasenjit Bose make his opening intervention and then we'll take the debate forward. Go ahead, Prasenjit.
Okay.
I think that it only shows that the people who are running the country today are intellectually challenged. They had no idea about the impact of draining out 86% of the cash in circulation from an economy in which 125 crore people reside. And you have just created a window for an enormous money laundering operation. What you are showing correctly is only the tip of the iceberg. This is happening at a massive scale all over the country, not only through Dhan. People who run factories, they are asking their workers to go and deposit their black cash, whatever, as their own salaries in their accounts, and they are saying this is your advance salary, and they are keeping their Aadhaar cards in exchange. This has been exposed.
Let PN Vijay respond, because you're saying it's a game of chore police, but the opposition will say it's a poorly thought out execution plan and that heads must roll. You're now saying we'll reduce the amount from 4,500 to 2,000, we'll increase the amount for marriages. All of this just seems like a lot of jugaad. Now, governments don't function on jugaad. Governments need to think this through.
Rahul, let me make 2 points. Firstly, that when we could have taken as much advance action as we had wanted, it wouldn't have been very difficult for us to rejig the ATMs 3 months back, make 2,000 and new 500 rupee notes available. But it was not done because the cat will move out of the bag and the whole purpose will be lost. Rahul, what I'm saying is this is a battle. This is a battle. This is a war. For 70 years, people have been paying lip service. We tried our best for 2 years. We signed agreements with most tax havens to get information out. We had a VDIS scheme running for 3 months. But it was felt it was not enough. We had to take this very strong measure. We will continue to fight these unscrupulous elements.
Prasenjit Bose, do you agree that if they'd actually made any more preparation, more and more people would have needed to be involved? The more people are involved, the more the chances of word getting out, and then the whole idea behind this great secrecy is lost. There's no shock and awe then.
You see, Rahul, I can understand that an income tax, when it conducts a raid, that is kept secret, because that is a surgical strike, that you have identified who the person you are going to raid, but you have kept it secret from him or her or whoever that person is, and you surprise that person through that raid. This is a measure which concerns 125 crore people. How can you do it in
Yes, sir. Demonetization always has to be a surprise measure.
How can you?
Demonetization always has to be a surprise measure.
Mr. Vijay, please, please allow me to.
Yeah, sure,
please allow me
sure.
to complete my point. I heard you. You please hear me. I think that this is, first of all, this shows a complete bankruptcy in policy making as far as the highest levels of decision making of this government. Number one. Number two is that what is the whole point? I have not been able to understand till now that what is, Mr. Vijay, if he can, just coolly explain that what is the grand idea.
Okay, let's ask Mr. Vijay this question. How do you intend to curb this? Because in our investigation, Akbar Ali says he controls 850 accounts. Now, this is something which happens in rural India very often. There are prominent people in the village who will have people who look up to them, and they can tell those villagers what needs to be done. We see how panchayat elections, for example, are not rigged, but managed in a way that whoever is the influential person is able to ensure that either he becomes chief or gets somebody else who's his choice to come in as the chief of the panchayat. In the same way, in each village, if the prominent person starts selling these Jan Dhan accounts, Yesterday we saw Shaktikanta Das say we will reduce this to 50,000 rupees, only up to 50,000 rupees. But that's 50,000 rupees of black money going in. For a poor person, if he's getting 5 or 10,000 rupees for doing nothing, he wouldn't mind it. And therefore, this idea itself can be subverted in so many different ways.
Rahul, I want to make 2 points here. One is the opposition's argument that the follow-up has not been okay, even assuming it is for a moment right. Let us admit, all of us, this is not a political issue. We have to fight it like we fought Pakistan and China. Black money is pervasive through the system, through farmers, through rich people in cities. We have to fight it like a war. So we will win some battles, we lose some battles. We tried our best to use the carrot. It did not succeed. For 70 years, people have been saying we eradicate black money. Let me give you a simple consequence, sir, from Trinamool. Today in Delhi NCR, it takes 1.5 crores for a family, for a middle class family to get an apartment. Now, nobody can afford this, because for that you must have a 40 lakhs per year salary to afford a 1.5 crore apartment. Real estate prices are sky high in India because of black money. We have to cut real estate black money. There is black money funding of elections. There is black money in property.
Mr. Vijay, no one can doubt. No one can doubt that we need to curb black money. The question is, what is the efficacy of the idea of demonetization in achieving that objective? That's really what's being debated. You know, the characters we've exposed, Gaurav Gogoi, are not ordinary people. For example, Akbar Ali is seen on the stage with Ravi Shankar Prasad, senior minister in the Modi government. And it's not Ravi Shankar Prasad's fault. I'm not saying that for a moment. But these are people who've been honored for their contribution to financial inclusion, for their contribution to the Dhan scheme, and are recognized by the government as being great icons. And now they're the same people out to expose this. Does the opposition have any concrete ideas for what you'd like to see the government do?
Last 2 days in Parliament, they haven't given a single idea.
Well, Rahul, first of all, the stories that you have exposed today on your show are of extreme important concern. And the government must take them seriously. They must identify these loopholes that people are misusing to divert their responsibility in terms of converting their black money and depositing into accounts. But this is exactly what the opposition is saying. Now, Mr. Vijay loves this analogy of war. But I'm sorry, Mr. Vijay, you do not launch a war without ammunition. You don't launch a war without a battle plan. And you definitely do not launch a war without ill-trained soldiers. And this is exactly what the BJP has done. It has launched into this war on terrorism, but unfortunately the victims are those who need their daily wages. The victims are those who need to pay rupees 500 for their medicines for cancer and diabetes. The victims are those small women SHGs.
Sir,
I'm out of time, so final words, PN Vijay.
I want to ask you one thing.
Just 1 second, Mr. Vijay, I'm out of time, so final words, please. Here's my concern. You know, I commissioned 5 different exposés on 5 different sectors. In every exposé, in every sector, we found subversion very quickly. You know, it's not as if our reporters took days on end to put the investigation together. Within 2 or 3 days, they came back to me and said, this is what we've got. If it's that easy for the India Today special investigation team to be able to catch these nefarious elements, what, sir, is your government doing? Should your government not be more prompt in trying to catch some of these people before we do?
Of course, Rahul, we have been catching. We raided jewelers a long time back. We raided real estate
all of that
developers.
After our expose.
You know,
after our expose on jewelers, you raided jewelers.
Rahul,
after our expose on real estate, you real estate brokers.
Rahul, as Venkaiah said, hats off to India Today for its expose. I would like you to do more of these. But my request is, this cancer is there in the society. We have to surgically take it out. Just because the operation is difficult or the cancer is spreading to different parts of the body, we can't let the patient die.
Okay, I'm going to let that be the last word.
So
thank you very much, PN Vijay, Gaurav Gogoi, Prasenjit Bose for joining us on the newsroom. This is what I wish to say as we conclude. First and foremost, we will continue our series of investigative reports because it is important that all those who are trying to subvert this system are caught. And secondly, Just because there are few rotten apples trying to subvert the idea, it doesn't mean that the idea be discarded. The battle against black money is an important battle. It's a battle that needs to be fought. It's a battle that needs to be won. And in that battle, if there are Trojan horses, if there are people who are acting against the interests of the nation, those people must be exposed, caught out and acted against. That is exactly what we will intend to do over the next few days as well. For the second day in Parliament today, there was a furious face-off between government and opposition over the black money demonetization debate. Congress leader Ghulam Nabi Azad landed himself in a bit of a soup when he came out and said that more people had died because of demonetization than those who had died in the Uri attack. The BJP was furious. What does deaths because of demonetization have to do with the Pakistani attack in Uri? Here's the full story.
All-out war in the Rajya Sabha.
उड़ी में इसका आधा भी पाकिस्तान के आतंकवादियों की वजह से नहीं मरे थे, उससे दुगने आज हमारी सरकार की गलत नीति की वजह से लोग मर गए.
Leader of opposition Ghulam Nabi Azad stirring a hornet's nest by comparing demonetization with Uri terror attack. Azad's remarks drew sharp reactions from the government inside the house. Condemning Azad's remarks, Senior Minister Venkaiah Naidu demanded Congress leader's apology.
Pakistani terrorism has taken the lives of thousands of people in this country. We strongly protest, sir. The entire country is aghast for the remarks made by the leader of the opposition.
Soon after the pandemonium in Rajya Sabha, senior BJP leaders went into a huddle and termed Azad's remarks as anti-national.
He stated a statement which is totally objectionable, which is not in the interest of the nation, which is hurting the sentiments of the people, which is hurting the emotions of the people of the country.
But unapologetic about his remarks, Ghulam Nabi Azad lashed out at the government and blamed it for the deaths of people due to demonetization.
40 आदमी मर गए, इतने तो दुश्मन के हाथ से भी नहीं मरे थे जितने अपने हमारी गलत पॉलिसी की वजह से मरे.
Even Kejriwal was not behind. The Delhi Chief Minister described people who allegedly died due to demonetization as martyrs.
ये 40 लोग जो मरे हैं, ये मरे नहीं है, ये शहीद हुए हैं.
The question is, isn't the opposition belittling the martyrdom of our Jawans by comparing their sacrifice with the deaths due to currency reform?
A massive showdown has begun between BJP and Congress ever since leader of opposition Ghulam Nabi Azad gave a statement comparing the Uri attacks and those people dying in the queues during the demonetization drive. Well, the BJP is asking for unconditional apology from the Congress party. On the other hand, Ghulam Nabi Azad has declared that he will not tender an apology. It seems that the winter session of the parliament will be seeing more stormy scenes in coming days. Video journalist Supriya Bharadwaj for India Today in Delhi.
Meanwhile, in the national capital, West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee teamed up with Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal. They went to Azadpur Mandi, did a big show, spoke to traders over there and hit out strongly against the Modi government. Here's the story.
जैसा ममता दीदी ने कहा, 3 दिन के अंदर इसको वापस लो, नहीं तो इस देश के अंदर बगावत होगी, इसको बर्दाश्त नहीं करेंगे.
A united opposition's war cry directly targeted at Prime Minister Modi. From the streets of the capital to the corridors of the parliament. Heated exchanges, sloganeering, scathing attacks. It was more ruckus and less debate in both houses of parliament as a united opposition tried to corner the NDA government once again on the demonetization issue. The left, Congress, Trinamool Congress and others made their intent clear in the morning, giving 21 adjournment notices Thursday morning.
हमने नोटिस ये दिया है the hardship and economic disruption caused by the recent demonetization of rupees 500,000 notes and the failure of the government.
The overall view is that people are suffering.
The opposition accusing Modi of missing in action while people suffered.
माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी चर्चा में मौजूद रहे जब लोग अपने ख्यालात रख रहे विचार रख रहे हैं और बेहतर यही होगा कि प्रधानमंत्री जी को खुद इसका जवाब देना चाहिए चर्चा का जवाब देना चाहिए
Charges flew thick and fast even as government said that it is ready to debate the issue.
इसके बारे में चर्चा करने के लिए भारत सरकार तैयार है.
And while both the houses were paralyzed and forced to adjourn for the day, political firestorm crippled the streets of the capital as well. Undeterred by the black flag protest, Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal and West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee sounded the war bugle in Azadpur Mandi, threatened massive protests demanding an immediate rollback.
मैं आज आपको कहना चाहूंगी अगर 3 दिन के अंदर में पूरा विथड्रॉ ना हो ब्लैक मनी के खिलाफ में आप जो मर्जी करो हमारा कोई एतराज नहीं है हम आपको साथ देंगे
देश के लिए अगर कुर्बानी भी करनी पड़ी तो कुर्बानी करेंगे
Taking a cue from Rahul Gandhi, the duo decided to reach out to the Aam Aadmi, only to be not so politely rebuffed. While politics speaking and opposition stalling the parliament, it seems the 50 days of Modi's Kadak Chai will not be easy going for the centre after all. Bureau Report, India Today.
Meanwhile, the government is trying to respond to all the feedback it's receiving from different quarters and evolve its strategy as it goes along. The opposition says this is jugaad. The government says this is quick response to feedback that's coming in. For one, the government said that households where marriages are going to take place, people can withdraw up to 2.5 lakh rupees, farmers can withdraw up to 25,000 rupees. The amount of cash you and I can withdraw comes down on a daily basis from 4,500 to 2,000. Here's the story.
Another day of unending queues at ATMs, another day of demonetization blues for India. The government-facing flag over plight of the common man came out with a series of moves to ease the choking cash crunch, making it a tad bit easier for farmers and families with wedding to get the elusive cash.
Marriage for wedding ceremonies which are going on, up to 2.5 lakh rupees will be permitted to be drawn from the bank account. Now naturally again these accounts will have to be KYC compliant accounts. Now it has been decided therefore by the government to permit the farmers to draw up to rupees 25,000 rupees per week against the crop loans sanctioned and credited to their accounts.
Father or mother of either the bride and groom-to-be will now be eligible to withdraw over 2.5 lakhs from their own account. Similarly, farmers have now been allowed to withdraw over 25,000 rupees in cash per week. The government has also moved in to fight laundering by cracking down on those indulging in multiple exchange of old notes. The ceiling for exchanging old scrap notes was slashed to 2,000 rupees from 4,500 rupees. The move, along with inking customers at bank, is expected to help reduce queues in banks.
स्थिति धीरे धीरे करके नॉर्मलसी की तरफ आ रही है अगर आप क्यूज देखें जो ब्रांचेस में है वो धीरे धीरे कम हो रही है इनफैक्ट जो एक्सचेंज की क्यूज है वो तो ऑलरेडी कम हो रही हैं लोग अब अपने अकाउंट में आकर डिपॉजिट कर रहे हैं विड्रॉ कर रहे हैं जो एक अच्छी बात है ताकि इकोनॉमी वापस उसमें मूवमेंट शुरू हो जाए
The government also tweaked income tax norms to stifle flow of black money into accounts. Banks have been asked to report all savings accounts with fresh deposits of over 2.5 lakh rupees and above to the income tax department now. Banks have also been asked to verify the PAN cards of all those depositing more than 50,000 rupees in their accounts. Bureau Report, India Today.
Now, the Prime Minister has been trying to push his idea of digital India since the time he came to power, but the last 7 days have actually helped propel that idea like never before, because all of India in their search for ATMs is now saying Paytm karo. Here's the story.
Mono could have been yet another victim of the panic spread after Prime Minister Modi's anti-black money move. He owns a small tea stall in Delhi, dishing out hot chai, samosas, cream buns and crispy hot pakoras. But Mono countered the pessimism with technology by adopting digital wallets.
कैश की भी ज़रूरत है, ऐसी बात नहीं है, पर ऑनलाइन से भी फिलहाल ये जो मुसीबत आ रही है इससे ठीक है.
In Bhopal, Javed is among the early technology adopters and has similarly been able to beat demonetization blues.
कम से कम मेरे को 4-5 महीने से है, लेकिन जब से ये नोट बंद हुए, जब से इसकी मतलब यूजिंग ज़्यादा हो गई,
इनकम बढ़ गई
जी. A short distance away, Mohammad Owais is confident he is not losing any passengers because of the currency ban. His customers are more than happy to pay with digital wallets.
जैसे कि जो भी पेटीएम यूज़ करता है आजकल, तो पान वाले, चाय वाले जो भी हैं और किराने वाले, सब जगह पेटीएम यूज़ होता है. तो मुझे जो मिलता है, मैं अपना जो भी ख़रीदना होता है मैं वहाँ से ले लेता हूँ. मुझे ना बैंक जाने की ज़रूरत है ना कहीं.
The winds of change are blowing hard in the pink city as well. Even green grocers are switching to high-tech modes of payment. Hemant, for instance, has applied for a card swiper and will get it in the next 4-5 days.
मशीन के लिए मैंने अप्लाई कर दिया, 4 से 5 दिन में मेरी मशीन आ जाएगी. और HDFC बैंक मैंने अप्लाई किया है, 4 कल मेरे डॉक्यूमेंट जा चुके हैं सारे उसके लिए, और 4-5 दिन मशीन मेरी आ जाएगी. इसमें मशीन से फायदा हो जाएगा, पैसा नहीं कहीं निकल जाए, कोई दिक्कत नहीं उससे हमारा.
Satyam Kumar runs a Golgappa push cart outside the Magad Mahila College in Patna. He subscribed to a digital wallet service after his business took a hit. In fact, it was college girls who gave him the idea. He has also emerged as a savior for other vendors nearby who use his ID for online payments.
धंधा तो बहुत मंदा था, मतलब अभी तक भी वही हाल है. तो हम मतलब 2-3 दिन पहले से पेटीएम का लड़की लोग बोली कि कुछ ऑनलाइन ये, तो लड़की लोग ही स्वभाव देता हूँ, ठीक है, तो पेटीएम से अब एक्सेप्ट करते हैं पैसा.
Satyam, a Golgappa wala, has subscribed to the Paytm service, but it is others also who are availing the benefit of this service that has been taken by Satyam. So in this time of crisis, it's like a community coming together and helping out each other tide over the crisis. With camera person Deepak Kumar, this is Rohit Singh in Patna for India Today.
This is where we wrap up the newsroom tonight. We have another very interesting story lined up for you tomorrow evening. That's coming up at 10 p.m. right here on India Today. Till then, from me and the entire newsroom team, goodbye, good night.